Fortnite just dropped their newest season and it looks ridiculous. We have crazy superhero items. We now have rank ups. You can scan through walls. You can jump, dash through the sky. You can teleport. All the crazes you expect in a superhero season, but it's left a lot of comp fans really upset because Fortnite have cancelled the solo cash cups. There are right now on some regions only one cash prize tournament a week instead of the usual 2 or 3 we've had in previous seasons. I'll talk about why this is, what I'm individually trying to do to fix this, and whether I think Fortnite might add more tournaments later. I also want to talk about where the pros are dropping and the best drop spots. We now have Pete and Pollo contesting each other. Mr. Savage and Clicks are going the same POI. We have a lot to talk about. Let's jump into it. Before we talk about which pros are dropping where, talk about the items in the meta, we do have to talk about the big news of the lack of tournaments. What is going on with the tournament schedule? Now, I hate to be the bearer of bad news. I didn't want to believe it when I heard leakers saying it. I waited for the comp blog post to come out. It's come out, and there are no solo cash cups this season. There is only 2 divisional cups. Literally 1-2 divisional cups. There's eval cups every week, and then that is it for PC prize money tournaments. There are 6 duo victory console cups for console players only, and there is a PlayStation cup, so console players have gone from getting no tournaments to getting a ridiculous amount of tournaments, whereas PC have almost no tournaments. So if you're not on EU and NA, where you can play the eval cup each week, or if you're not Div 1, you have 1 single cash cup to play for the first 2 weeks, and then we go into FNCS. But you also can't play FNCS unless you're Div 1. So right now, if you're Div 2 or Div 3 on PC, you can play 2 tournaments this season, the Div 2 and Div 3 cups, and then you can play last chance qualifiers. So you have 3 tournaments in this entire season for money. Obviously, there's going to be some rank cups, there's going to be some OG cups, they're adding other stuff in there, but as far as actual prize money tournaments, that is it. Now, this is obviously a huge blow. I'm not going to lie, this is quite upsetting. A lot of people are rightfully confused. It's a summer season. This is summer for the Northern Hemisphere right now, for the US and European kids. That is the majority of Fortnite's player base. Why would they randomly run so few tournaments after running so many for so long? I've spent the last 2 seasons talking about how we should probably have maybe eval cups only on once every time there's an update, just to give a little bit of a break from what is constant insane tournaments. Fortnite's gone the other direction now and completely gutted the tournaments. So I'm not really sure what's going on here. Obviously, it's because Epic's going on their 2-week summer break as well. Otherwise, we'd probably have 4 divisional cups, but that still doesn't explain why there's no other tournament a week. There's just 3 days during most schedules of just nothing, and that includes the console victory cup. So I am also going to be doing my best to run some cool stuff for content on mostly EU and NA. I'm going to host some community and pro driven tournaments. I'm trying to get some sponsors and run some really cool stuff for you guys. I am super motivated right now to level up my content. I want to actually run a good series of tournaments with open qualifiers to anyone who joins the Discord, and then invite some pros to finals as well. Try to make them stacked and get some really good prize pools. So hopefully we'll still have some amazing content. I will do my best to make as much as I can. As far as you guys who are in the smaller regions, I'm sorry, I can't run tournaments in every region. I'm not Fortnite. I don't have the budget, the team, or the time for that, but I'll do my best to try to make as much content for you guys as possible in what is looking like a pretty rough season for tournaments. It's also quite confusing right now what's going on with region lock. A lot of pros saying, well, at least let me play the different regions divisional cups, but in the blog post, Fortnite said that the divisional cups are region locked, but then they said they're also not region locked in the same sentence. So I'm still trying to figure out exactly what's going on here. I've reached out to Asiri and the awesome people over there who have checked the game files, and they've said right now the rules around region lock for the divisional cups doesn't appear to have changed. So whatever division you were last season, you're keeping into this season. So if you're division 3, 2, 1, whatever division you were, you're holding on to that division. But that also includes for other regions as well. So if you were division 2 on NA West, but you were division 1 on NA Central, you can play both regions tournaments, but you're going to be the division you are on that region, I think. Again, Fortnite has made it extremely confusing in their blog post. This might change. I really hope the tournaments aren't going to be region locked, so at least pros can play multiple regions of the one tournament they have a week to play. Fingers crossed. But like I just said as well, if you're wondering what division you're in, you're going to remain in your division from last season. Unfortunately, with only 2 divisional cups before FNCS, if you're not already Div 1, you only have 2 chances to get there. If you play the first week's divisional cups and you don't go from Division 3 to Division 2, then you are literally missing FNCS. You only have 2 tournaments to get to Div 1 before FNCS is going to start. Fortnite did also change how the rank cups work, and I thought maybe if they made these work in some way that makes people actually grind them, that could replace tournaments for prize money, since most people who play tournaments don't make money anyway. But unfortunately, from what I've seen with the rank cups, they look kind of weird. So there is now no rank cups for each individual rank, like gold, platinum, unreal, whatever. They're all in the same tournament, but while you're queuing for that tournament, you only verse people around your rank, and each leaderboard is going to be split based on your rank. So if you're in gold rank and you're doing really, really well, you'll have your own gold rank leaderboard. But if you're unreal, you have a different leaderboard. And Fortnite said this was to speed up the queues, because when they split each tournament, the queues were really long. But if you're only going to verse people in your rank anyway, I don't see the difference. And then having a whole bunch of leaderboards is going to be really confusing. So I see what Fortnite's going for here. I like the fact they're trying to do something with the rank cups, but I feel like it has just missed the mark. I don't think rank cups are ever going to be that stacked or really that important. It's not really going to be something that people try to grind for any real reason. So again, I would absolutely love if Fortnite just put that effort back into cash cups. I would love a weekly solo cash cup, but at this point, I don't think anything's going to change. Fortnite's made the competitive blog post. I know it's confusing. I know a lot of people are upset about it. I am also confused myself, but I don't see Fortnite changing this or adding any more tournaments throughout the season. Otherwise, they would have added them when they posted the blog post. So again, I'll do my best, try to run some cool content, but for those of you guys hoping the Fortnite might add something later, I wouldn't hold your breath. Now, I don't want to be Mr. Doom and Gloom, because this season actually looks really, really good. Now, the items are absurdly overpowered. You have like a Superman Bob that shoots like laser beams out of his eyes. You have gauntlets you can use to break apart builds and fly through the sky. There is just wall hack scanners that every single person has. You can now throw down a crypto treat that summons a junk rift in like seconds that destroys builds. It's an insane season, but it does look really, really fun, and I'm genuinely excited to play it and to see tournaments on this season. I don't know why this season launched so early. It was earlier than anyone could have expected. It was earlier than Fortnite themselves expected. We went into the live season event. We then ended the event. There was a 5-hour and 40-minute timer, and then the game went live after only like 3.5 hours. It was the shortest downtime we've ever had, and it was the earliest we've ever gotten into a new season. And honestly, the vibes around it have been pretty good. The assault rifles don't seem insanely strong, especially coming off the back of the Hollow Twister and the Star Wars weapons, but the Sentinel Pump Shotgun is really, really solid. A lot of the new items are going to take some time to get to used to. I'm sure there's going to be some crazy glitches. Half of it's going to get removed from competitive. It is a bit overwhelming. I understand that it might be confusing, especially how like the rank system works, like, you know, going from C rank to S rank and what that means for your abilities. I have posted a react channel video if you want to go watch it, of me explaining how the new season works using clips from different people's streams of them playing the season. So go check that out if you want more of an explanation on what's going on in the regular game. I want to keep this video to more of an explanation on what's going on in competitive Fortnite. Now, for what few tournaments we do have leading to FNCS, we have a very, very spicy competitive season ahead of us as pros have started to lock in their drops. And we have two big ones I really want to talk about. We have Peterbot and Pollo both claiming they're going to be going Demon's Domain. And now, again, if you're confused what's going on in competitive, no, Pete and Pollo are not playing together anymore. They are going to be contesting each other. So we have Pete, Cold, and Ritual going up against Pollo, Acorn, and Aegis at Demon's Domain. They both have the same coach, Razaru, so I have no idea how this is going to go. The drop spot literally looks like Grimgate 2.0. There's a gigantic building. It kind of looks like Warrior's Watch on top of like a Grimgate style POI. And then on the very top is a guaranteed legendary chest spawn. So we're going to see both these teams 50-50 each other every single game to see who gets that legendary chest. It's not as bad as Grimgate, I think, where if you don't get the top chest, you can go down the bottom and maybe like still fight it out, but it is going to be an extremely spicy spawn fight. Now, why are they trying to go this POI is because it does have Daigo's medallion, which is going to be the infinite shield recharge medallion. It heals you up to 150 health and shield, which is just going to be absolutely insane, especially for surge trading. There's also a lot of NPCs here. The more NPCs you do damage to, the more you get your rank up as well, which gives you better caches. Overall, it is looking like probably the best POI on the map, and that's why we have Pete and Pollo both trying to lock it down. Now, it is worth mentioning, though, leakers have found in the game files that we are going to be losing all of the new POIs at the end of this season. There is game files like dialogue that basically says that the new season, we're going to have the academy fall apart and it's going to be in pieces, which makes it sound like these POIs are going to be disappearing. Now, why is that a big deal? Because we have LAN taking place on next season. So any team who tries to lock down one of these phenomenal POIs might be great for this season, but it means they're going to have a rough time trying to claim a drop spot for next season, which is the LAN event. So as much as Pete and Pollo are trying to lock in the best POI, which I definitely understand, we do have other pro players like Veno, for example. Veno, Vico, and Flixie, one of the best teams on EU, if not the best team on EU. They're going the other route. Veno's trying to lock down Brutal Boxcars. There's nothing crazy fancy about Brutal Boxcars right now. That is definitely Veno investing for next season and the LAN event, not this season. rather than trying to take the best POI to maybe win this FNCS or do well and then have no drop going into LAN, he's trying to go for a worse drop that he can almost guarantee is in the game, so he has that lockdown for LAN. Now, we have a few other teams who kind of have this in mind as well. There's a few teams who are going to be going the new Utopia City biome at Seaport City. Both Booga and Queasy have now locked that down. It is worth mentioning, Booga is not qualified to LAN though, so we'll see if another LAN qualified team tries to take this from Booga. I'm not really sure why Mustache, Swizzy, and Queasy have locked down Utopia City, because they have a LAN spot. They're a phenomenal team, and honestly, it doesn't even look that good. Utopia City actually looks like a downgrade from Seaport City. I believe there is less loot overall. We'll have to see. Maybe there's some crazy strategies. Maybe because they do have the new training academy there and the caches and stuff, that might make up the difference. But if it is a super strong POI, it's going to be hard for Booga to hold it down, potentially because he doesn't have that LAN spot. But he knows Seaport really well. He knows the rotates and the surge strategy, so I guess that's why he wants to go there. We now also have two other pros who have the exact same idea with locking down the new Magic Mosses POI. We have Mr. Savage on EU and then Clicks on NA. So I was talking to Clicks going into the live event, and he said him, Yomzo, and Higgs are going to lock down the best POI this season. They want to win an FNCS. They all want to get their first FNCS win. Yes, LAN is right around the corner, but they want to go the best drop, and they don't care if they have to contest Pete. Now, fast forward a few hours, they've locked down a different drop. Now, I'm not really sure what's going on at Magic Mosses. It has been changed. It is a new looking POI, so I'm excited to see if it's stronger at all. I haven't had much time to play around and go to that POI, but the fact that Mr. Savage and Clicks have both locked it down is quite interesting, because either it's super strong and there's going to be other good teams that want it, which is a bit rough for Savage, who's not yet qualified to LAN, or it's on the weaker side and Clicks' team maybe is trying to lock it down coming into the LAN. Because again, I definitely understand where Clicks is coming from. You know, he hasn't got the FNCS win. You might as well try and go the best POI to lock it down to try to get that FNCS win. But like Veno's just done, LAN is a lot more important. I know obviously Clicks is not a favorite to win LAN. I would say they're definitely up there, but maybe trying to go for the FNCS win and then just claim a drop next season is both better off. It's really hard to know with Fortnite because some of these POIs could stay, brutal boxcars could get destroyed. We honestly don't know. And the LAN event is taking place only 1 month into the new season, so there'll be a bit of time to figure out drop spots, but there won't be that much time. And you got to remember, it's not just EU and NA. There's a bunch of small region teams who are going to try and claim drop spots as well, so you might end up contested anyway. So maybe just go the best POI this season and try to win FNCS. I don't know.